and welcome back to the Camogie Association social channels. It's Women in Sport Week and we're delighted to be showcasing some of the brilliant women in our game with some short interviews across the week. Today we're really excited to be joined by Michelle Molloy. Michelle, you're very welcome and thanks a million for joining us for Women in Sport Week.
Thanks a million, Louise. I'm delighted to be here.
Okay, so I'll start off by asking you just to tell us a little bit about your role in relation to camogie.
Perfect. So my role is I'm the chairperson of the CCAO, which is the third level board for all sport within third level education within the colleges and the institute. I've been involved in that role for the last 5 years, and I suppose our job is to make sure that there's making sure fixtures and participation and kind of any day-to-day needs and support and guidance.
Brilliant. And I suppose taking it back a little bit further, what was it that got you involved in camogie initially?
Well, I've always played camogie from a young age. I suppose I'm from a typical GAA family in Offaly. I would have played a lot of underage camogie with Tullamore Camogie Club. And as I got older, I suppose I played less camogie. But I really wanted to continue being part of that, I suppose, spirit of sport. So I suppose being from such a GAA background, I've always saw the importance of volunteering and would have understand the needs that I suppose that so much goes on behind the scenes and the importance of getting that done. So when I went to college in Maynooth, I was able to play camogie there for a while and I joined their camogie team. I would have been chairperson of the Maynooth Camogie Club for a couple of years while I was studying my degree there. And then there was just, I suppose, as I was kind of finishing up college, I suppose there was a gap there, for people to be involved within the third level board, the CCAO, particularly a gap with young women and people who would have played the sport. So that's how I got involved. And I've just been there on the key objectives of the CCAO, ensuring that camogie is getting played, that there's participation, and I'm very fortunate. I've had a great committee down the last 2 years from various different colleges working really hard to make sure that there's more clubs playing, that we've opened it up to more teams, and we're really beginning to see, I suppose, the rewards of that now, particularly in the last 3 years. Bigger colleges getting second and third teams in and being successful, as well as giving smaller colleges the option of having far more teams to play. So it's been great, I suppose, watching that over the last 5 years build up.
And you've probably touched on it a little bit there, but what is it that you enjoy most about the role that you're in?
Well, look, I suppose there's so many things I enjoy. Of course, it comes with challenges like any role, particularly in volunteering. I suppose it comes with challenges, but there's also lots of benefits to see. I suppose you're part of that community. And I think that's the great thing about camogie, I suppose, and being a national platform that the CCAO is. You get to, I suppose, meet a wide variety of people from every walk of life, and that kind of stays with you no matter where you go in your walk of life. You'll always, I suppose, meet them people, and I always found that very rewarding down the years, the friends and people that you meet. But also, for me, the highlight of it every year is the finals weekend, CCAO, the Ashburn weekend. And we're very fortunate to get it back up and running this year after COVID, and seeing the teams win, the joy of their faces. It really is just such a rewarding treat to see that all your efforts of getting fixtures and trying to find pitches and making sure kind of all the administration is done, that it's so worth it because you get to see these incredible players play incredible matches, and that's all kind of been successful, and you've been promoting this amazing sport.
Michelle, bearing in mind it being Women in Sport Week, how do you think we can encourage more people into roles such as your own?
Yeah, absolutely, I suppose. And I think it is a challenge. There's not a whole lot of us involved. And that's something that definitely in my time in the last years, I've definitely seen an increase in it, which has been fantastic. And I think it's just important to just highlight among your group of friends what you're doing and why you're doing it and the importance, and really kind of when you get people on board to really kind of support them and encourage them and kind of have that collaboration together and build that, I suppose, energy that we can bring to the table and encourage more women kind of coming into these roles. There's always a challenge with going on to these committees that they can seem so daunting and nerve-wracking, and that you might not have the support you need. But I suppose the more people that we get on board and that we support each other, I think we can eliminate that. And I've definitely seen that down the years, and especially with the colleges as well, really encouraging the players of these teams to kind of work actively within their small clubs, because they would seem quite small compared to, I suppose, your standard club or county, because they're literally just a kind of much smaller, and they're able to work with that. And I've seen it built and grow. And I suppose I'm a classic example of someone who's kind of come up through playing ranks within Maynooth University and got involved, I suppose, in the committees, and I suppose moved on then to the national committee of the CCAO.
You've mentioned, you know, all the people that you're working with in this role. Is there anybody who's had a big impact on you, you know, whether it's in the role you're in now or maybe as a coach or just another volunteer?
Yeah, for me, I suppose my family, particularly my parents, but I suppose I have to give a special mention to my dad. He's always been a great mentor to me down the years. He would have coached me when I was very young, and down the years he's always been, I suppose, there on hand to listen and seek advice to, and more importantly, just catch up on the results and see how things are going on. So for me, he's always been my mentor with sport and in life. And I think as well, I think that's another example of how we can get more women in sport, become that mentor, be that mentor and have a mentor. And I think that's when we can really kind of come together and get more women involved in these roles as well.
Absolutely. Last question for you. If you could have one wish for women in sport, what would it be?
God, it's also important to highlight that we've come so far in the last couple of years, and I've really seen it from a third level point of view, where I've really seen the promotion of the game, particularly among the other elite kind of competitions within third level. For me, my biggest wish would be to see third level, I suppose, highlighted more on a national level and have that high level sponsorship that could just really elevate it to the next level. I think that would just be a dream come true, really, because you get to see all these fantastic games, I suppose, brought to people's screens and on a wider field, and just really promote it for the fabulous games that they are. For me, that would be my wish for third level camogie anyway.
That's brilliant, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us for Women in Sport Week.
Great.